All right, good morning, everyone. This is the car preview for the Touring Cars Slotting Proxy 2023. I'm going to open the box live, have a look at it, and who knows what's going to happen. If you want to just put a note on the chat, just you can, and I'll just interact. Right, let's get the box open. Right. Oh, not properly open here. It's nicely packaged by Graham. I was actually expecting the same box to be used for the rally. It's a brand new box, and notice no squeaky chair. So this is what's going to be in the box. I've got to print a new set of guidelines, briefing sheet, because it's been updated since Graham sent it. All the these are podium positions for the cars after the racing tomorrow. Right, where do I start? Top, mid, low, bottom. Top, mid, low, bottom. Right, okay, we'll go for. If I take the tray out and just go top right. All of these, they've all been colour banded depending on which event they're in. Graham's given me the heads up on one or two that need careful handling. So this is very right. BARacer Capri. Let's have a look at this one. Right, so this is an SRC. That's really nice, actually. Let's get some lightage on the matter. Looks like a fairly standard car, but it's a sidewinder, so this should go all right. Actually, you can't beat a sidewinder, even with a bog standard chassis like this. It doesn't have to have a fancy pod or anything special. That'll drive nice. Don't know what tires he's got on there. Bit of front guide float. The body's very tight. I would have preferred, if that was mine, I would have wanted quite a bit more float than that. Nice bit of backlash on the gears. That is a really nice looking car. Sprung guide. Could do with taking that slop out, side to side slop on your guide. That'd reduce D slots or potential D slots. Right, so is this new camera going to pick up or what? Yeah, nearly. Oh. Technology, eh? Right, so that's BARacer's Capri. Put that to one side. And I've downloaded photographs of each layer so that the cars are going to go back in the same places. Graham's requested that that's what we do, because the cutouts aren't all the same size. Obviously, you've got little cars and you've got huge monsters. Some of the monsters are in this layer at the moment. Next car out. Green Star Ford Escort. It's a Mark 1 Escort. Let's have a look at this one. This was one of the cars we were waiting for, actually. I love Mark 1 Escorts. They're fabulous, aren't they? This is what I was expecting. This should go well. Can't go wrong with an inline pod. It's got some nice ballast in there. Yeah, that's nice. Nice and free. I think those are Pendle tyres, actually. They're really good, actually. Those Pendle tyres, like little mini tyres. 3D printed chassis. He's put some information on the screw positions, which is normally useful. That's quite tight at the back, actually. Everybody's different, so my observation is just going to be compared to how I like to set my cars up. But I would have had them two screws a little bit looser so the body could move a little bit more. Let's have a look at driver. Nice one. This will probably go quite well as a rally car as well, with a navigator. It's got what looks like a Shark 22, NSR Shark 22. It's got slotted crown. Nice gear mesh there. That should go quite well. That should go quite well. And all the old cars seem to go quite well from what I've seen online. Next car out of the box. As it's silver and a Porsche, I'm going to guess this is Brumos. There we go. Brumos RSR Porsche 911. Lovely, isn't it? And it's on a special chassis, brass and wire. And a slimline motor as well. That's quite stiff. That should go well. But to me, that's just too tight. There's very little movement. But we will see on the track, obviously. He's obviously set this up like this for a purpose. Let's have a look at the design of the chassis. It's using, I don't know what that, yeah, that's tubing because there's wire goes down. So you've got brass tubing here and piano wire, with the pans soldered to, although the pans aren't actually fixed to the body because the pans do move slightly. They're fixed to this tube with the wire down. So he's obviously chosen to mount the body like that for a reason. I suspect initially it was to mount the body to the pans so that the body could flex a little bit. Nice gear mesh. That little motor feels quite nice actually. Normally with a slim line, it's got very little resistance, but that should go nice. Those inserts are good. Those inserts are good. I think that's a thunder slot guide, I think. I've not used one of those. What's this? That's nice. Yeah, side to side on the guide. Just a little bit of movement. Independently rotating fronts, which will stop it grabbing in the corners. Yeah, quite like that. I like to see designs that I haven't seen before, because it always gives you an idea for your own builds. And I do have one or two brass chassis cars. But I'm expecting that to go quite nicely actually. Right, next car is this is Groundhogs Ford Cortina, Mark 1 Cortina. My first car looked like this. It was a Mark 1 Cortina, but it was a GT, but painted in Lotus colours. It was a death trap. The engine was knackered. The petrol tank in the boot was rusty all the way around, and the car always stank of petrol. So whenever I smell petrol, it always reminds me of this car. This is on a JS chassis with a Shark 20. We're gonna have to watch for that, because that wheel there is binding on the wheel arch. We're gonna have to sort that out. Something that's not right. I'm just trying to inch it over a bit. Yeah, it's okay. It's still very close to that wheel arch though. That side's okay. Clearance there. So just, I would look at that when you get this back. So how's the body mounted on this then? Oh, I see, two body posts there. I'll just keep an eye on this before we run it to make sure the wheel's not binding. Lovely car, but very little room to get tyres in. I have a couple of Revel Mark 1 Cortinas, but this is always the limiting factor, the clearance to get tyres in. So, I've got a Rover on a similar chassis to this. He does quite good chassis, does John. So it flexes. You've got like a center rib, and at the back you've got like plastic leaf springs in effect, so that when the body rocks, you can see the flex in the plastic. And it's a all-in-one, printed all-in-one. You don't need a pod. That'd be interesting to drive. That's the good motors have got a lot of oomph and brakes and acceleration, but not too quick. So I think a 20 Shark's a good choice. What about your guide? Was absolutely zero side to side on that, so that's gonna help a lot. So this was actually the rally car, wasn't it? Okay. It's got the driver and the navigator's name on the window there. Iconic rear lights. Gonna find how the heck do we get this to focus? Come on, focus. Look into my eyes. It's somewhere about. Come on, mate. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. Go on. Yeah. Yeah, that's gonna be a nice little drive. We have a class for cars of this kind of size. Without measuring it, I guess that's only about 48 mil wide. And we have a class for cars up to 54 mil across the tires. All the little Cobras, Minis, Heelys, just all sorts. So that's the class that this will go in if we were racing it. Or if we were rallying like we were last night, small classic. Our next car, go in the middle for this one. This one's nice and special. It's a Rapier. It's Makem Movers Sunbeam Rapier. The driver obviously lean in for the corner. All right, okay. So, well, this should be nice and smooth. This is, I think it's just, is this a resin body? Yeah, looking at it, it's a resin body. Penelope pit lane inline chassis with a slot 8 boxer 2, 22k, 21.5k. Super smooth motor, as we saw with the Saxo and the Metro in the rally. Classic Chris. They were lovely to drive. So this is going to be lovely and smooth. Slotted crown. Guide. I don't know what guide that is. It's certainly chopped down. This should go quite well. This should go. It's got a nice bit of movement. Body to chassis. Gear mesh is nice. They look like they might be Pendle tires. We'll give them, make sure they get a good clean. These chassis are dead easy to set up. They're adjustable. On the ones before I started making my own chassis, I would solder these inside, and I've even chopped the chassis in half and put some piano wire, solder some piano wire for the two halves to get so that you got a bit of flex in the chassis itself. But like I said, once I got making my own, I just enjoyed making my own, and so I never went back to these. But I like the detail on it. I like doing chassis, but I don't like doing body shells. And this one's nicely done. You can even see the writing in there where it says Rapier at the back there. Well, the camera refuses to focus on it. Come on, you can do it. Obviously not. Come on. just catch it in the light. Makem movers, Sunbeam, nice one. Five down, got 20 minutes. That's okay. It's going to be a long morning. Right, next car out. Get the lucky band off. Right, this is Groundhogs. Groundhogs car one. It's obviously a Capri. It's called the SRC Capri. Standard sidewinder again, should go well. Yeah, nice bit of backlash. Sprung guide. If that was me, I would have sleeved that to get rid of the slop. When a car goes into a corner, it'll tend to tip in, which can cause D-slots. And with your side-to-side guide movement, which is quite a bit, you have to be careful with this one. Motor feels good. What does that sticker say? I'm a GT groundhog. Wonder if these are the standard tyres. They feel quite good. Quite a bit of axle movement there on the back. So I can't comment on what's inside these. I've never seen inside one of these. Nevertheless, we will see how it goes tomorrow. Yeah, I like the detail. It's good, isn't it? Come on, camera. It's here somewhere. You can do it. Right, now we're getting into some Americana. Americana 1. The notchback Mustang, and this one looks like a 67. Yeah, the 60, 65, 6, 7, and 8 were all different. And Ken's the guy. Ken's red said. And the difference is the arches. The later ones have arches. And the other difference is the little intake here at the side. It's different so the four different years are different in that respect. On the front, I think the front end detail might be different as well. I'm not an expert. Ask Ken, he's the guy. Savage GT 67-ish notchback Mustang. I wonder if this might be a Pioneer, because they do loads of different ones. I've got a couple. One of the guys last night was actually rallying one of these, but a resin repop of this. And if you're watching Pioneer, just pretend you didn't hear that. .3D chassis. Is this an Amato? Might be. There's a wee bit of movement there for the body. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's okay. Guide. Slotting plus guide. I'd like to see less side to side movement if that was mine. Hard coated front tyres, stop the front end digging in. Oh, they're nice and sticky. That should have nice grip. That motor's nice. Slotting Plus Speed 7 is a 22k. Well, I've never driven one of those motors, so that'd be interesting. Slotted inline pod. That should go. That should be quick. That's going to be quick. And I like the fact that you've got tape across the screws there. A number of times you'll see a car dropping screws on the track. Hi Jeremy, good morning to you as well. And yeah, tomorrow's going to be busy. It's surprising. I mean, it's busy as a host. I wouldn't like to guess how much time and effort that Graham has to put in to organise all of this. Right, now for two beauties. I've been dying to get one of these out and have a look at them. Monsters. Galaxie 500. Beauty. Class winner. I wonder whose this is. It's Roadrunners Galaxie 500. Now one of our club members has one of these, the white one with the red writing on it and the 440 or whatever it says, on a brass chassis, and he never races it, but he drives it around now and again. And I've just got to get one of these, but they always go for stupid money. It's huge. It's a monster. Not only that, I'm sure. Yeah, this was raced in the British Touring Car Championship, wasn't it? I'm sure I've seen on YouTube some crazy Swedish guy rallying one of these. Right, now this is on a 3D chassis. Is this an Amato again or JS? Might be Amato. With a slotted flat 6. Nice choice of motor. Inline, should go great. Right, what are these tyres like? That should be good. Oh wow, yeah. That's going to have a lot of brakes, I think. Brakes acceleration. Scale Auto Guide, for a long time most popular at the club, up until Slotting Plus brought out theirs. What's it like on side to side? Oh, that's good. That's good. It's got plastic front wheels on it. What are these alloys? Yeah. That's going to be interesting. That is going to be interesting. It's nice and low. Yeah, that is nice and low. It's a nice colour as well. I like the stickers he's got on the side of that. We have a twice a year we have a thing called Monsters versus Minis, and it is actually a thing because it's something they do in Australia where you get minis and Mustangs, but we allow big things like this racing against minis. But obviously these the mini can't keep up with something like this, but it is good fun. Keep them on their toes. Right, now the other land barge is another Galaxie 500. Let's get this off the plinth. Lifeboat Racing Galaxie 500. I like the wheels, they're cool. So it's got a lightweight interior, a pit lane chassis, stretched to the absolute limit by the looks of it. What was he going there, Slim? That's a short can. Is that a Pioneer? Can't quite see. Is that a Pioneer motor? Might be a Pioneer 18. That might be a tad underpowered, but nice and smooth motor. Ooh. Got no movement at all there on the body to chassis. It's rigid. So we're going to have to be careful with this one. It should slide around a bit on them tyres. It's actually a Formula 1 chassis, the F1RL. Hi Jim, I just got your name on the bottom there. Right, guide. What we like on guide? A wee bit of movement. Honestly, if that was me, you've left a lot of clearance. I would have put a longer axle on that and brought the wheels out as far as possible, just to help stabilize the car, really. See how you've got quite a lot of, I reckon, 3 mil aside. You could have gone 6 mil wider across the front there, and it would stabilize it, because going into the corner, there's a lot of weight there to tip into a corner. Well, that's the first layer done. Half an hour gone. Well, just got to comment on the paint job on this. Now that the lights caught it, just caught the rust. Nice. Oh, you need to get it in your hand. Quite like that. Layer 1. Right. Layer 2. I recognise a couple in this one. So we'll start top left, like the previous layer. It's a Rover SD1. Old Scaly. This is one of Andy's cars. Andy, I'll have to look at, we're going to have to be careful with this. Yeah, also we'll talk about the top first. Right, so this was a Scaly Rover, which I actually did the paint job on this. So grey primer with an airbrush. Jeremy, I challenged myself to try and keep the Alfa 155 as close to standard as possible. The tyres chewed real quick, so I thought they might be race worthy. Well, this is one of the things, isn't it? It's one of those suck it and see it, and you never know. I mean, this is all about, to me, I didn't enter this with the intention of trying to win it. I entered it just to enjoy it, but I like to think that I build half decent car. Anyway, Andy's Rover, it was airbrushed, and then you can buy hydro film on. Is there a width limit restricting the Galaxie's axle length? Good point for the class. Good point. Yes, without quickly checking the rules. Yeah, so hydrofilm. So what you do, some of you guys must know about dipping. So you get some water at 32 degrees C, you put the film on it, and then you slowly put the body shell in at an angle and try to cover the hole in the film. Let it dry for overnight, and then I coated it in lacquer. And this was Andy's choice. He wanted the Deadhead skull, so that became the team name. Right, Andy's chassis are, he has a design developed over many years, and it works really well. Sidewinder, 2 side pans, and a guide mount plate hinged here, and there is a wee bit of a drop arm, but he has it restricted. So these are always super flexible. Let's see if I can get there. Super flexible. His rally cars are the same. Like I said, he's going to have to look at that tomorrow because it's, I don't know whether you can see that. That's not how it was when he initially sent it. So maybe having the elastic band pulling the body down has done that. So I'm going to leave the lacquer band off that, and Andy's going to have to look at that before he starts. If it was me, I would have glued a strip of plastic inside the body shell along here for the chassis to sit up against. Tires. Now I know what these are because we both set up the cars that we've entered. We sort of worked together. So these are original RSR Ultra Grips, not the Evos, which are rubbish. These are the original Evos, and they're brilliant tires. Shark 21.5 Sidewinder and a slotting plus guide. No side to side at all. Nice and loose though. Well, that tire's actually rubbing against the top of the up here. He's gonna have to look at that. His cars are always independently rotating. Right, and I have to let him know about that. Oh, interior. It's a lightweight molded interior. I thought I was doing myself a favour putting a light here with what looks like a Scalextric head on it. Yeah, I was quite surprised when this was just all prime grey that there's quite a lot of detail pops out of them. Quite an old body shell. I've got a couple. I might try having a look at doing the same. Next car. Is this going to be a Revo slot or a team slot? But it's an Alfa GTA. Really nice little cars. And this is Mountain View's Alfa GTA. Body float on the Capri. No, the elastic band on that is actually really loose. There is a little bit of float. And the other one, yeah, that one's quite a strong elastic band on that one. there's a tiny bit, but I suppose it depends how you set it up. What you class as float to one might not be the same as somebody else. Right, let's have a look at this. And this is a Alfa. This is Alfa 3D chassis in line with a slotted flat motor. Is that the orange orange label, or is it the red? I'm trying to see. Is that the red or orange? So it's going to be 21 or 22. Again, should be lovely power delivery. Again, nice. That's going to have a lot of brakes. Nice gear mesh, slotted crown. Looks like an NSR guide. No side-to-side movement. So that's good. Hard coated fronts. What are those wheels? Oh, they're Staff's wheels. Hey, they're nice, aren't they? They're nice. Catch the light on them. Tires. Are these slotted? Slotted. We don't use slotted tires. We should experiment with them. Slotted. I'm gonna get me magnifying glass. That'll tell me. Oh, the other thing from after the rally, on the rally preview, I'd rather a squeaky chair and somebody picked up on it, so I'm using my office chair today. You can call it office. Right, I want to see what tyres these are, because the good thing with Slotted, it tells you on the side. It's a, these are 11. No, not 11. Slotted 1171. 1177, something like that. But yeah, they feel really good. They're super grippy. That should be a little flyer. Nice bit of float there for the chassis pod. What about the body? Yeah, nice bit of rock on the body front. Let's have a look. A bit tighter on the front. That's actually quite tight on the front. Well, the back's loose. But he's obviously set it up with a lot of testing. I'll tidy your braids up before running it. I rather like that. This is another car that you could race, you could rally. They raced all over the world. Wonderful. Yeah, them wheels do it justice, don't they? And each car, as you can see, has got a sticker underneath. Different sticker on each one. Next car. It's been very diverse so far. It's been really good, this. Just a Spirit BM. ALS Racing, BMW 2002. Ooh, I'll have a look at that in a minute. Just have a look, seen the chassis. Oh, 1171 G25s. Ah, G25s. Yeah, they're a bit of a bugger to true though, aren't they? Oh, I like them. Them inserts are great. Yeah, the G25s. If you could specify a stock tire, G25s seem the same right across the range, whether it's slotted, Revo slot, the NSR Black Specials are G25s. And what's the other G25 I've tried? But they're all really difficult to true, but grip like crazy. And as long as you don't overpower the car, with the back end sliding all over the place, they last ages. On my little Jag that I had in the rally proxy, that's got those tires on, and that they're great until you start chucking it about, because it gives you more grip. You think it's going to go quick around the corner, so you push it a bit harder, and they start to ball up a bit. Yeah, is it? Well, it's definitely a molded body because it's got body post built in. So I'm going to guess it's a Spirit. I'm going to guess it's a Spirit BM. Driver's nice and low center of gravity, right. Special chassis. Bit of work gone in there. Nice and hefty. That should stay on the track really well. You can feel that the center of gravity is really, when you just pick it up, it's really low, the center of gravity. NSR guide. What's it like this way? A little bit of side, bit too much for my liking. That's nice and free. What motor's that then? Looks like a slimline jobby. Yeah, it is, because the screws are at an angle. The mounting screws at an angle, so slimline, whatever that is. So is that phosphor bronze tube or just brass, I wonder? Nice bit of body movement there to the rear, and on the front, yeah, on the front to right. Let's have a look at the chassis flex on it then. A little bit. You can see it moving. And the body mounting is got at the back there and right at the front under there. Quite high up actually. It's got the body mount isn't level with the bottom of the chassis. It's much further up, a bit like the back little L bracket which goes up. Compared to the other car, Brumos has had this Porsche had a slimline, and that felt like it had quite a lot of brakes. This doesn't feel like it has a lot of brakes. So this might be a bit of a coaster. I would have put a short can in that, but the space for a long can, maybe a Boxer 22, nice and smooth, not overpowered. That's going to be interesting, that one. I'm looking forward to driving that. Like I said, nice and heavy. It's got a good, what do I reckon that is? That's got to be about 90 grams. This won't get me scales. Right. I always have one of these in my pit box. I tune my cars with weight, so something like that, 85, 90 grams, but I reckon that's heavy. 103. That's going to stay on the track. Stick a navigator in it, mate, and you've got a built-in rally car there as well. I'm not too shy to put weight in a car myself. I like a good heavy car. That should go all right. Next up, another GT8. This might be a Revo slot. Lifeboat Racing Alpha GTA or GTA M. It is a Revo. Okay. I've got a red one of these. But this, I think he's painted this himself, so it's unique. I like the. You can even see the rivets holding the arches on. Those are the original wheel inserts. Now these have got a 3mm. These have got a 3mm axle, and ball raced front and rear, and the front end has got 2 short axles, ball raced independent. If you've never seen a Revo slot, they're all like that. And the tires are actually fairly good tires that come with it. Now that one doesn't look too happy, does it? It might polish with a bit of racing. He's taken the back end out of the body here. These are held on with 2 screws side to side with a mount, 2 mounts in here with a rubber grommet on to act as damping, and the chassis split. So you got the center section holds the motor and the guide, and the front section mounts. Strangely, this is a weird setup to the GT1s and 2 Revos, where this chassis goes right back to here, so the body floats independently to the motor and guide. But on this one, the chassis split from here up, so the body mounted here. It's mounted to both parts. I didn't like it, to be honest. I'll show you what mine's like. I spent quite a lot of time working on this to make it a bit better. So on mine, and I've still got the original back end in, but I drilled a hole for a body mount glued under the boot, and I'm using the 2 front mounts, but not these. Or I've also put I've sleeved it, so there's the 332s, and these are built-in cars, absolutely built in the class for the class. Like I said, 54mm wide, like the Cortina, is narrow, small class. There is nothing else on the market that can beat one of these in that class, until SlotIt start bringing out their new range of small saloons. Then there's going to be a fight. And these make much better circuit cars than rally cars. I've tried rallying my Alfa. Don't like the sudden changes of direction, but on the circuit they go really well. Hard coated fronts. So if you're going to get one of these, bear in mind you'll need a 3mm adapter to mount the wheels on. Next car in the middle. Oh, another Rover, and this one's in really good condition. Normally when you buy them. They're battered because they're ancient things. Right, is this Kev's? It is. Team Cube Rover. Standard scaly body with lightweight glass in the sides. It's anti-glare lightweight glass. You can't see it. 3D chassis. Now Kev prints his own stuff, so it wouldn't surprise me that he's printed this chassis. And that's, oh, and pod. He does his own pods as well. Scale auto guide. That's good. No side-to-side slop. Glued and trued and coated fronts. So what? 3D wheel inserts. Good, aren't they? I like them. No doubt Kev's printed them as well. What's he got on the back? They're alloys. Tires. Does that say NSR? No, it doesn't. I might have done. I'm not sure what tyres they are. But they're super grippy. Wow. Oh, I was expecting to see urethanes. He likes to do his own urethanes. Little slotted crown. Gear mesh is a wee bit tight. No, it's okay. I'm not sure what the motor is. Just a generic 21k probably. Yeah, the body's got a nice bit of that front to rear. Yeah, a little bit. Not bad at all. That should go well. And he's got tape across to dampen the movement. It's something that I started doing early on when I started racing slot cars in 2015, and I noticed that in the proxies a lot of the guys were using tape across, and to me that just made sense. After racing RC 12th RC cars for decades, and they've got damping, racing off road, they've got shock absorbers, so it just made sense. And it's dead cheap, simple, works. It has no thickness, well, very little, 3 or 4 thou maybe. Right, next car, over to Germany. Is that CSL? I think it is CSL. Bangers Racing, BMW 3-litre CSL. It's good to see how old cars are resurrected. So he's got a lightweight interior in that, has he? No, he hasn't. Okay. That's good on you, mate. Right, let's have a look. Ah, there we go. This is going to be good. HRS2 angle winder with a... not sure what the motor is. But in the rally proxy, the Saxo, it was a real eye opener for me with that chassis. One of the handling cars ever around our track. Got a nice bit of float there. Got a lot of float there. So don't know what the tyres are. Marks are scuffed off. Quite grippy. Coated fronts. Something feels like it's just... No, it's not rubbing. It just felt... It spins all right. Okay. What's the guide? Slotting Plus guide. Just a wee bit, just enough side to side. That's nice and heavy as well. Let's have a weigh of that. Not quite as heavy as the other one earlier, as the BMW. The other BMW. Yeah. Oh, tell a lie. That's 105. Don't be scared to have a heavy car, guys. That's going to stay on the track as well. Nice low center of gravity. Next car. Oh yeah, that's nice. Camaro Z28. This is the later Z28. Was it 1972? Harrison's Racers Camaro. Let's have a look at this then. It's wider than I was expecting. If this is a scaly body, you always think a scaly has been narrow, but it's quite wide. Yeah, great looking car though. Love it. Interior, what's his interior? That might, it's a vac formed one. Okay. Chassis, okay. 3D chassis. Inline slot it with a box 20. What's a 20? This one. That's going nice and smooth. Right. Hard coated fronts. No excess slot there. I'd like to see a little bit less than that. Is that a slotted? That's a slotted wood guide. Right, rears. What are those tyres then? Unmarked. I don't know. What does that say there? These SRC tyres? No, they're not. Slot it. I'm just looking for a pimple on the side. Slot it. 12/28. They feel really grippy as well. Maybe not quite as much as the G25s. Yeah, I like them. Right, how about float? The front's a wee bit tight. You've got no body movement at all on the chassis. But you've got movement. You've got movement compared to the pod, which is good. If it was me, I'd have some tape across that, like one of the earlier cars we saw, just to dampen, just stop it just to stop it suddenly jumping in a corner. Slotted crown, nice gear mesh. What does that say? Harrison's Racers. 70 cam. Don't know what that means. Yeah, a bit of a beast. That's going to be interesting to drive, but it'll be nice and smooth with that motor. Good choice of motor, I think, for a proxy. Right, next. That's bigger than I was expecting. This is Brumos's other car. BMW 2.8. Nicely painted interior. It might be a Vectra on that interior. Right, what have we got here then? It's an SRC. Don't have any SRC cars at all. Got a bit of axle play, which is, oh, okay. We're gonna have to watch this. I don't like that side to side play at all. It's a bit all over the place, really. That might cause it to suddenly de-slot if you're not careful. So what have we got? Oh, independent fronts. That tire's catching the body, top of the wheel arch. It's all right like that, but when you do it upside down, it catches. There's always a bit of side, just touching it. What's it got? So what's this? Is this a separate motor mount? Never seen one of these before. Any clues, guys? Is that a separate mount on this chassis? Made in Europe, it says. Oh, look, I mean, it's not homemade. It's, oh, maybe it's for the motor. It's the slimline motor. Those inserts, I like them. Them inserts are good. So we've got alloys at the front and rear tires. Oh wow, yeah, they're mega grippy. Wonder what they are then. There's no markings on them. It's just interesting to see what other people are using. Is that just tucked in the wheel arch in there? Might be just touching it. Just something to look at when you get the car back. What kind of guides he got? Might be a standard one. So just out of interest, what's the weight of that? $90. So you'll have a fair bit of ballast in there then, especially with that, because little slimline motor is not very heavy. Right, last one in this tray. Well, we're over an hour in, an hour and 10 minutes, and we've still got 3 trains to go. I hope there isn't a time limit on these runs. Right, this is another Camaro. Sorry, Makem Movers Camaro. Another Z28. With a 3D chassis. And a Boxer 2, which is 21.5. That's lovely power. Always got NSRs on this. Nice power delivery on them, as we know. NSRs not fully trued, as you can see the join line on the tire there. It's not necessary. It's not 100% necessary to true your tires, but it just makes them run smoother. A wee bit side to side on that. That's a slot it guide. Yeah, I'd put tape across that again, just to dampen it. Right, body to chassis. Body's tight. Yeah, the body's fastened tight. I don't like cars like that. It just makes them smoother. So when you're going into a corner, that's a big car, and that body's going to try and go straight on in a corner, just going to try and roll off. So if it can't move, it'll take the chassis with it. Yeah, it'll be interesting what those tyres are like. That should go all right. Should go all right. Like the driver peeking out of the side there. Just going into a left-hander. Undercut someone. Next layer. Right. We're getting into the more modern stuff now. So, top left. Top left. It's an Audi A4, yeah, it's an Audi A4, and this is ALS Racing Audi A4. Well, I like them wheels. Are they Staff's wheels? Oh, they're wonderful. Love them. 3D chassis. Not sure. Is this a JS? I think. Is this a JS? See the JS or Amato, because they're unmarked. Right. Oh, okay. Independent fronts. That's a plus. What are the tyres? Very little grip, which is good on the fronts. Guide. Let's have a look at the guide. Come on, mate. You can do it. There you go. Yeah, just only a little bit. That's good. A bit dry. What are they then? Those are slot-its. Let's have a butcher's. Or are they slot-it what? 20 by 11. SWS, whatever that is. SWS. The slot-its anyway, regardless. And a Thunder slot motor. I've not used a Thunder slot motor, but I've used the tyres. Slot it in line with ballast. Tungsten ballast by the looks. Right, body to chassis. tiny bit more at the front. Slotted crown, nice bit of that gear mesh. Let's see what weight that is. $106. Yeah, some of these cars are heavier than I was expecting, you know. I'm glad I didn't skimp on the weight on mine. So is this a scaly body? Don't know, I haven't got any of these. Is that a lightweight interior? Yeah. Can't go wrong with a lightweight interior. Right, next car. Come on, better get shifting, Kev. Next car is a Renault of some description. It's a Renault Laguna, Red Dragons Renault Laguna. I like the interior on that. Are these better than classics or just from Pendle? It's quite a remarkable amount of detail on some of these. It's a nice condition. Let's have a look. What are these wheels? So just inserts. And this is on. Okay. This is the beauty of just watching it live. Get a proper reaction on that. So I don't know. That's got to be his own chassis, surely. But he's got a lot of movement there. He's got tons of movement at the back. Tons of movement at the front. All right, your front axle. I'd be sleeving that, mate. I'd be sleeving that big time. Don't like that at all. That's going to go into a corner. Going into a corner, it's going to tip in. Yeah. So what's the? Oh, I like that. Yeah. See the? If I hold the chassis, and I bet that'd make a great rally chassis as well. Is that slotting plus motor? Slot it crown. I don't know what the fronts are, but they're hard tyres, right? Rears. Let's have a look at them. What are they? No, I can't tell. But they are nice and grippy. They're nice. Soft as well. This pod, just a nice bit of movement on the pod, and this part of the chassis where it's thins down here just allows some extra flex separate to the pod. Yeah, it's a shame about your front axle. So let's just hold it like that. It's very soft, very soft. Probably printed in PLA. It's going to be interesting, mate. That's going to be interesting. Right, next one is opal. Is this a scaly opal? Let's have a look. Yeah, as you can see on these, he's got a yellow band for this class. Right, oh, this is Kev's other car. Cube Vauxhall Vectra. It's got this lightweight glass again. It's actually lightweight glassless, as you can see. It's a nice looking car though. Is this a Scaly? One of Kev's chassis and pods. Scale Auto Guide. I'll straighten up your braid, mate. Oh, I missed something, didn't I? Staff's wheels. Wow, don't they suit this car or what? They're good. Hard coated fronts. Slotted crown. Again, I don't know what this is. It might be. What could it be of? All slot. It'll be a generic 21. Tires. Are these thunder slots? Are these thunder slots? They are. These might be the standard thunder slots, the thunder slot O2s, which are actually excellent tyres. Somewhere between original NSR Super Grips and Ultra Grips. Oh, I made a brew about an hour ago, so I've had some of it. Yeah, I reckon about a pint there. Yeah, you didn't see that. Now I've got a sticker here. I will have to look. It's one of the red ones. So I'll go back and put that back. Yeah, brilliant tyres, and they don't seem to wear too heavily either. Now the softer one, this is like the O2s. Last night I was using some of the O5s on a Scooby rally car, and they are quite a bit softer. And I was expecting them to ball up, but they didn't. The grip was really good. So try Thunderslot tyres, guys. They're good. Right, let's have a look. Yeah, nice bit of pod movement there. I reckon this is going to go well. I reckon this is going to go quite well. I like it. And something that cropped up on the ground clearance thing, when the ground clearance is to this area basically, that Kev's cleverly dropped his body as low as he can. He's probably dropped the body probably 2 mil without catching the wheel arches on the tires. So I'm going to look at doing that myself next time. Slam the body, but have all the sufficient clearance underneath. Next car. Oh yes, I like that. I like that. Bring on the Carsy. Team Alaric Sierra. I've been looking at getting one of these for a while now. I know for some reason, another car that goes for silly money. I don't know why. Very light. First impression. Hang on. Let's get it off. Yeah, let's try that. 81. Yeah, I thought the magnet on me where my laptop is there's a magnet built into it to hold the top of the laptop down. That's not pulling it down, is it? No. Yeah, 81. That's quite light. Let's have a skeet. I've recently become interested in Hawthorne Park Club over in Liverpool. Race standard scaly cars with very strict limitations on what you can change, and I like the idea of us starting something like that at our club, maybe as a Saturday scale electric club, just to try and get some new blood into the club. And because scaly cars, the modern ones anyway, they're pretty good actually. This all looks standard. What's the guide like? That's not bad actually. Hard coated fronts, standard scaly inline. What tyres are these then? NSRs. They feel like Evos. Are they glued on? They're not even glued on. You're losing performance there, mate. Get them glued and trued. If your tyres aren't glued in a corner, the tyre will, if you can stick your finger, I'm not going to, if you just gently peel back the tyre with your finger, well, that's what it's going to do on the track. Right, a bit of movement, just a wee bit on the front, a wee bit more. Because it's fairly thin plastic, you don't have to have a pod. If your chassis is soft, it'll give anyway. That could be a little flyer. It's a bit light, so I would add some more lead, maybe here or maybe down here. Yeah, I like that. It's really good. Another one that you could rally. Right, next car. What we got? This is an Opel. I recognise this. I recognise it by that. This is Jeff's car. Manx Jeff, Opel Calibra. Now, Jeff can't make it tomorrow. So there's going to be 4 of us, me, Andy, Brian and Ed. But only 2 of us are driving. Me and Andy are doing all the driving. Ed doesn't feel confident enough to drive other people's cars, and Brian's just going to be standby just in case me or Andy can't get there. Right, standard slot it. Well, I've not driven one of the Mercs, but of the slot it DTMs, this is the class car. Hard coated fronts, yeah, all standard slotted stuff, but with a Shark 21.5 motor. Slotted crown. Right, what are these tyres then? I've got a funny feeling he's got BRMs on this, you know. Yeah, these are BRM tyres. Very similar to standard Revo slots. Inserts in the wheels. What's he got? Is that? I think that's a slotted wood guide. Clean your braids down, mate. Yeah, just a wee bit. Front axle. His front axle's got a wee bit of slop in it. Nice bit of movement and everything. I've got one. I've got the Rosberg one. I actually got it as a swapped it for with a club member for a Car Tricks Aston Martin Grand Prix car. And I'd read it's always best to flatten the chassis with some boiling water. So took the chassis off, put it on a steel plate with magnets all around, hold it flat, boiling water in, and it absolutely knackered the chassis. So that's the last time I ever put boiling water on a slotted chassis or any chassis. It distorted it. All the back end was funny shape. The holes didn't line up. The body mount, it was a right mess. So don't always believe everybody who says, yeah, boiling water and flatten the chassis. You don't flipping need it. I nearly entered mine actually, because my Opal's actually quicker than my Audi. But I just fancied doing some. I just fancied something totally different. I'm expecting this to go well. Around our track, I reckon this should be able to do 6.6, 6.7. Or good time around our track for a saloon with something like that mower, like 22k. You're looking at about a really, really, really quick one's going to be high 6.3s. Right, Manx Ed Calibra. Me and Andy have set this up for him as he doesn't have full use of both hands. Was this a Ninco? Yeah, it is. It's a Ninco. Ninco Calibra. The wheel inserts. It's got a lightweight interior in it, which I think that's a better than classic. They do a good range of stuff to add to your cars to make them raceable. Right, this has got the standard chassis. The pod, it originally had a little short cam motor in it, but Ed wanted to use one of the. This is a speeder, which is 20k at 14.8 volts, which is about 16k, I think. Not very quick motor, but nice power delivery. So that pod is one that you can find free 3D printable pods online. I didn't like it. I modified it to fit this motor. So that's a 3D printed pod without doing any modifications at all to the chassis. Hard coated glued and trued fronts. Rears. Those are, I think they're NSRs actually. I think Andy did the tyres on this, so they'll be original Ultra Grips. Right. Bit of body float, front and rear. Yeah, I like that. Front axle, very little slop. Perfect. Guide. Yeah, the guide's going to be the downfall of this, isn't it? It's not too bad actually. That's pretty good. That's a standard Ninco guide. Can you sort that out for your head? So now the motor mount is screwed in tight. I think I set this up. The motor mount's screwed in tight, but because it's a flat, you've still got some flex in it. You don't necessarily need a pod, and it's not super quick anyway, but it's nice to drive. So that should go well. Standard class, that should go well. What have we got now? Ooh, an Alfa 155. BARacer Alfa 155. Oh, it's a slotted one. Okay. I've got a red one of these. I just can't get it going how I want. Are they wheels or inserts? I think they're inserts. It looks like it's got the original interior. So slot it all round. Slotted guide, slotted motor, slotted pod, slotted gears, and what looks like slotted wheels. Right, okay. Tyres. Now these tyres still got the writing on, so these aren't aftermarket tyres. I don't know what they are. It's not hard coated the fronts, nice and free though. Rear. That's good motor. 22k. Gear mesh is good. Just the right amount of float on the pod. Body. Yeah, that's nice. What I like about these is the body mounts, front and rear down the centre line. But like I say, I just can't. I've never been fully satisfied with mine. Mind you, I'm comparing it to the Calibra, which is a built-in car. Yeah, front to rear on the pod, just $500,000 either way. I'd put tape across that, mate. Just damping tape. It just quieten it down a little bit. Yeah, just those tyres. Those tyres are the only thing that that concern me. If they're not racing rubber, maybe I would have treated them over a period of a week or so. Next car, another Cosworth. Scott Sports Sierra. And this one is an Inco. Ah, okay. This damn camera, focus, will you? Oh, I like the exhaust on it. That's cool. Original interior, by the looks of it. This has been looked after, this car. You can tell it's not been in the wars. It's got the two tow hooks, both its wing mirrors, rear wing, rear tow hooks, no scratches on the roof. Right, let's turn it over. So what are those tyres? They're Ninco. Ninco tyres are actually really good. You can treat them. It takes a while for them to come in. It can take quite a while. Rears. Those are slotted. 1207s. 1207. So what are they like then? They feel pretty good. Yeah. I think Ninco is a bit underrated myself. It's surprising what you can do with one. Standard guide. Yeah, that's good. Very little. It's front axle. Very little play there. He's even using the original. This looks like a basic car. This one's got suspension. Mind you, it's a rally car, isn't it? There's a suspension set. Yeah, it's still got the suspension in there. See, little blue shocks there, and the rear. Yeah, it's dual purpose one. This rallycross, bit of off road, bit of tarmac. It's a nice car that. And he's got is that a Sparker? Is that 16k, 20k? Yeah, that's 14 volts though. Quite a nice motor though. I think that's the same motor that came in my Lancia 037. Got a nice bit of weight in it. What's this one then? 85? 90? Ooh, 103. That's hefty. Let's sort your braid out first, actually. That's that layer done. Layer. Oh. All right, we're getting up to the what should be quicker cars. Oh, like that. I like that. That's a mean looking bugger, isn't it? And this is Green Star's BMW M4. This is one of the late cars. Is this a Carrera? Yeah, I think it is a Carrera. Yeah, it is, because it's. I hate those. I hate the way they make the cars with the side. These parts here are separate, so you got like a. It's a horrible setup. So you've either got to glue them to the chassis, which is what Aid's done, or glue them to the inside of the body, which I did on mine. Is my car in this one? No, my car's in the next layer, right? So I'm guessing this is Carrera. What are these wheels in? These are inserts. That's a fabulous looking car, isn't it? Beast. And that's a slot it. That's obviously a Shapeways one, is it? I think it's Shapeways. Shapeways sintered 3D chassis with an angle winder. Nice bit of float there. What are the tyres on this then? Standard Ninkos at the front. I don't know what the rears are. Oh, hang on. Slot it. It's a slot it something or other. That's nice and free. Very little movement. Guide. Not sure what the guide is. Straighten your braid up, mate. Very little movement. That's good. That body float on your chassis. Yeah, there's sort of a hybrid because he's got parts of the body fixed to the chassis, but it's nice and flexible though. So that's nice and flexible. That. What gear have you got on that? It's black. Can't really tell. It might be a slotted angle winder gear. Spur. So what's your backlash like? Very little actually. I'd say that if anything, that's a wee bit tight. There's no backlash. That's going to be quick. Just shake it. Maybe you got a bit of ballast in there. Maybe there's a prisoner in there strapped underneath, trying to escape. Yeah, that's I like that. It's a lovely, lovely looking car. What's the weight of it out of interest? Quite heavy. It's going to be 100, 102. Yeah, did I make mine too light? Now then. Next one out of the box. Looks like a slotted opal. Hot Lap Calibra. Yeah, it is a slotted. And this looks like he's painted it himself, actually. So I don't think they did just a green one. Well, yeah, the decals are his. So this is one of his decorated ones. Wheel inserts. Lightweight interior. All standard gear apart from the motor. He's got a NSR King 21, which are a bit of a beast of a motor in anything. Hard coated fronts. I'm not sure I like that. Front axles. No, you need to get rid of the slop in that, mate. Standard guide. Straighten your braid. Yeah, you're leaving a bit of performance there. Tyres on the back. Slot it. The slot it something. Slot it 1110s, no? Nice and firm anyway. A small slotted crown. Just a wee bit of float. Chassis to pod. How about, yeah, body's floating. Oh, we've got quite a bit of float at the back. That's going to be quick, mainly because of that. But in corners, that's going to be cause a bit of consternation. That might de-slot. Next, it looks like a slotted R32. Y Valley Sam Nissan Skyline. I've got one of these myself. I rally now and again. Ah, okay. I think I would have stuck with the slotted setup. So the inserts, yeah, right, okay. So he's got wheel inserts in there, a lightweight interior. Where are you getting these from? You can't really see, but that's a vac formed interior, right? And on the chassis side, he's put a 3D printed one-piece jobby on it. Angle winder with some form of, is it an NSR? I don't think it's an NSR because it's not balanced. You can always tell NSR motors, they always put balancing, green balancing putty. inside on the com. Right, scale auto guide. Yeah, that's okay. Just a wee bit. Front axle. A wee bit more than I'd like. Yeah. Oh, I see. So you've got one mount there and two here at the front. It's nice and loose. Right, how about the front turret? How about a bit of float? That's nice. Okay. That might go better than I expect. That might be a bit of a surprise one, that. Tyres, these are definitely slotted. Slotted, what, 12, about 1207s? 1201s? I feel a bit grainy. Not grabby like the G25. It's got a racer sideway. Well, it's actually slotted angle winder, isn't it? Nice gear mesh. Yes, that one's going to be interesting. Next one looks familiar. This is the other one of Andy's. No, it's not. It's, Andy built it, but it's Brian's car. Manx Brian Nissan Skyline. So this is this body is an RI Collector's Series. Again, one that I hydro dipped, but this was the first one. And when I did it, the film started spreading on top of the water, so I had to quickly get it in, doused and what have you. When I did the Rover, I actually put a strip of sellotape around the edge of the film to stop it spreading. It looks like he's got a scaly driver. And this is Andy's trademark chassis with sharp 21.5, ultra grips on the back, a slotted spur gear, floating pans, drop guide, limited above the chassis. So this is just the kind of tape I mean, guys. Doesn't have to be anything special. This is just like normal duct tape that you use for cleaning your tires, but you can put it in different places. You can put it at the back, you can put it at the front, you can cover the lot. It just varies. It's just a tuning option. See, on this one, the way Andy's done this, he's actually put a piece of plastic for the body to sit on, so that one's sitting okay. Independently rotating fronts, which is normal for one of Andy's builds. Slotting plus guide. Very little side to side play. You just got inserts in those. This is going to be quick. I reckon this will go around our track in about, I reckon about 6.5, 6.6. It's going to be quick. It's going to be one to catch. Right, next, where are we? Another slotted Opal. Now this one, right, it's this one, is it? This one's Savage GT Opal, slotted Opal Calibra. Okay. So it started life as a slot it. I like the yeah, I like the decal work on it. Lightweight interior. This one, he's got 3D printed angle winder. Are they I think they're the original front tyres with the white wall writing. A slotting plus guide. Yeah, very little movement, side to side movement. That's good. Look at that body. Tiny bit of body movement. That's good. That's good. That's good. Of course it's good. It set the fastest time. Slot it flat 6. Right, what's he got on the back of these? What tyres are these then? Oh, what's going on here? I have to be careful with this, mate. Yeah. Careful with your wing. Tyres. NSRs. Oh, they're nice and grippy. Ultra grips, possibly. I think they might be ultra grips. That's nice. That's gonna be proper race car. That. Looking forward to driving that. Got a quick car there, mate. Careful of the wing. How many Opals are in this box? 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. Another Opel Calibra. Team Tatters slotted Opel Calibra. See, I thought this would happen. That's why I didn't let them mine. I didn't want to just make it an Opel Calibra event. Right, so this has got a lightweight interior with the original inserts. They are at the back. Right, underneath, this looks a bit more standard. Standard guide. Come on, focus, focus, focus. Yeah, very, very little. That's good. A little side to side. Front axle. I'd want to get rid of a bit of that. That's the front. That's a nice bit of movement. Tape. I would stick tape across there, mate. Not at the back, just at the front. You've got a lot of body. Right, what you got in the back of this then? What are these? Is everybody enjoying this long hot summer, this Indian summer? Sorry, global warming. Asking, oh, them tires are nice. Are they G25s? Go on, there's some writing inside. Slot it. I'll definitely slot it something. Slot it. Can't tell. Slot it. No, you can't tell, but they are very grippy, very grippy. Slotted crown. Oh, it's not a slotted crown, is it? It's a different. different make. Is that the DTM motor 23? That's quite a good power plant. Let's sort your braid out, mate. Yeah, that's going to be another quickie. Maybe a bit loose at the back with that. Maybe coming out of corners, that bit of excess movement. Yeah, if that was mine, I'd be taking some of that. It's a bit, you know, rattly. Take some of the movement out. Okay. This is the model I've got. Right, slotted Opel Calibra, and this one is Ruscillo Racing slotted Opel Calibra. I like them white inserts. This is the Rosberg one, isn't it? Standard interior with Rosberg on it on a hot lap. All standard slotted by the looks. Very little movement there. Front axle, yeah, just enough. Pod, oh, your pod's tight. I wouldn't have done that. Your pod's screwed tight. You want to back them off and at least have it a little bit sloppy. A lot of back end movement, but you've tested it, so you must know what you're doing. We're all different. Hard coated fronts. What tyres are these then? Any clues? They are slotted 11. What's that say? Slotted 1207. You feel good. Not as grippy as the G25s though. Yeah, but that should go well. Of course it'll go well. It's a slotted Opel Calibra. They all go well. And to finish this layer, a Beamer. We don't see enough Beamers on our tracks. Mountain Views BMW M3. Ooh, nice. I like that. I like the way he's painted his inserts. They match that really well. Lightweight interior, back formed, and this is on a 3D chassis angle winder with a NSR guide. Very little side-to-side movement on the guide, which is good. Nice and free spinning. Just enough front axle float. Hard coated. Right, now the rear end. What are these then? These are 1207s. Slotted. Flat 6. Is that the Flat 6R? I can just see a red label there. It's a slotted Flat 6 motor. This feels really good. Body rock. body. That's nice. That's nice and smooth. When you're rocking the body, it feels damped, like there's a rubber O-ring in there or something. That's good. I like that. Alloy angle winder gear. Good gear mesh. That's going to be a quick car. So his body mount, one at the front in the middle. Sorry, front. One at the rear in the middle. That's the front one there. Must be under there. Just there's a bit of tape there, so it must be under there. Oh, you can just see it. You can just see it through there. Yes, I'm expecting that to go well. Tires might let it down though. You've something on that tire there. Don't know whether you can catch it. From there on inwards, the tires, it looks like it's been catching something inside. It's scuffed the corner, so you've lost about 2 mil of your 2 mil of contact patch there on that tire. One, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Come on. See it? Anyway, that should go well. Should be a quickie. Right. Last layer. Come on. Come on. Right, top left. Oh, I recognise this one. This is mine. It's a Carrera Audi RS5. Deadheads Audi R5. Carrera on my chassis. So like AIDS, BMW M4, the body and the sills are separate. So what I've done on mine, I've glued my sills to the body and not the chassis. But Carrera make nice looking cars. Oh, what's going on there? What's that black stuff? What's that black tape there? I didn't put that on it. What the heck's that there? Bit of black tape. Don't know what that's in aid of. Was that holding the interior in? I can't remember now. Anyway, yeah, Carrera. So these were the original wheels that I just threw down as inserts and they're stuck inside the wheels. When I got it, the rear wing was broken, so I just glued it on. Lightweight interior, vac formed interior. Yeah, I had to make that because that was broken off. It's got flexible. No, this isn't the one. It's the SCX. I've got flexible mirrors. Right. This car, when I first started building this months ago, I put a thread up. So this is my chassis with independently rotating fronts. On this one, I just did it the easy way. Just drilled a hole through the insert, soldered a NSR axle space, a 1 mil axle spacer on the end, and put a washer behind it. Took the grub screw out of the wheel, so that wheel can just spin on the axle. The axle's fixed to this one. Glued and trued fronts, super glue coated, and then just skimmed down again. That braid needs sorting out. We'll check all the braids before we put them on the track. So that's the tape I'm talking about. Just across, just to damp it, that's all. Body mount there and there. Right. Now, I don't like, when I'm doing independently, if they're freely rotating, because mine's got a brass sleeve. So that's fixed. There's zero up and down movement on my front axle. The rear, yeah. This is obviously a slotted sidewinder pod. I don't use the front screws. I've got a center pivot which stops the motor mount going upwards, but I use the two rear ones. So when you're moving the pod, you can feel the damping effect of the tape. Shark 21.5, sidewinder gear, and these tires. Oh, these are tires that Andy did, so these are original Ultra Grips again, pre-Evos. When I was finishing it off, my daughter recently bought some coloured highlighter pens. One of them was gold, and one of them was silver, so I thought I'd just put a few blobs on the tyres. The silver edge, bit of a silver edge around the chassis, just to see what it was like. And I thought, actually, I quite like that. I'm going to use that more often in the future. So part of the Deadheads crew. That I've gone round my track in 6.4, so I know it's quick. Next car. Oh, it's a Honda. Right, so is this going to be a upgraded Scaly? Let's get it off. Roadrunners Honda Civic R. Just wheel inserts. Yeah, okay. I like the fact that Graham has quite strict rules on making the cars look realistic with wheel inserts, proper driver detail, and all the extras. Now, is this the one that's got the loose interior? Because the interior, I don't know whether you can see that, but the interior is really low down. It doesn't seem to be catching the tyres though. I don't think you can quite see it when looking in the... Yeah, so 3D printed chassis, which looks like it's been printed on a textured sheet, which is what I prefer. Saves you messing about putting glue and what have you on it. Very little up and down move. That's good. That's good. What guides that? Not quite sure what guide that is. It might be Slotting Plus, just cut down. Well, that side to side movement. Very little. That should go all right. How about body movement? A little bit. More at the rear. Quite a bit at the rear. Slotting Plus on can in an inline pod. Just a bit of movement. bit grabby at the front, on the front mount there, on the up here. What tyres are these then? Oh, these are BRMs as well. I don't know what. I think Jeff's on Jeff's. I think they were the 30 Shore 30s. Are these the Shore 30s? Might be. They're actually really good tyres. Nice bit of backlash with a slotted inline crown. Feels quite hefty. Not a criticism. Quite like a hefty car. 101. Yeah, it's quite a nice chassis, that. When you've got to draw something up, see how it contour follow. That's not easy to do. You've got some detail in the back there. I quite like that. Next. Is this a Dinko? Opal. Mountain, oh, it's an Astra. Mountain View, Vauxhall Astra. With wheel inserts. So when you see pictures of these online, photographs, you think they look narrow, but it's quite wide. It's quite a wide car. I like the detail. Oh, I see. Ah, okay. It's a Hornby skate electric with the side skirts, if you like, as part of the chassis and not the body. NSR guide. Very little side-to-side movement. That's excellent. Front axle, 0 movement up and down. That's also excellent. Are they trued? They look it. Trued and glued on alloys. Something's loose in there. Sidewinder. Oh, okay. This is going to be a dark horse, this one. Sidewinder with alloy gears. This is going to be a dark horse. Tyres, what are they then? BRMs, there you go. Good choice. You can buy BRM tyres in bags of 50 and they work out at about a quid each, a quid a tyre. That should go well, right, because it's got no pod. Well, what about body movement? A little bit. Back has it. Right, chassis flex, as it's not got a pod. It's actually quite stiff. Bit of lead, bit of something came out then. Bit of lead. Bit of self-adhesive lead. Also self-unadhesive, obviously. I don't like self-adhesive lead. super glue or shoe glue all day long. That should go well. I presume that's standard class. Right, BMW 125. Scott Sports BMW 125i. So what are these? These got in. This is another deceiving car when you see it online. Very wide. I like it. And this, oh, I see. It's on a slot. It's on a Slotting Plus 3D angle winder chassis, but with an inline pod and motor. What makes that? Scale Auto. It's a Scale Auto motor, isn't it? With the green, the black with the orange stripe. Slotted inline crown. NSR sprung loaded gear. I'm not sure you're going to need. All right, okay. I'll be taking that slop out, mate. Don't like that. That's just gonna promote tip overs. Front axle. Yeah, get rid of that as well. You got a bit too much axle movement there, up and down. These tight at the front. Tiny bit of movement at the back, probably because it's a center mounted post. That should be a bit of a rapid car. What have you got there? Blue tack in there as ballast. That's a wee bit notchy, mate. Oh, it's a 3D printed pod. Oh, okay. Just looking at I'm just looking at the windings on the motor. Some people like to grease the gears. There's a tiny bit of white grease here. Just helps it run smooth. I don't like doing it myself, but some people do. Yeah, just got a nice bit of backlash there. And these tyres are Slotted 1207s. I'd say they were like a medium grip. It might slide a wee bit, but it should go well. Mike Scott. That's another car that could be rallied. Lovely car. One I've overlooked for too long, I think. I might have to get one of these. There's only 4 left. Right. Yes. Rear wings a bit poorly. It's actually probably best. We'll have to see what we can do with that. And this is Bangers Racing Alpha 156. I'm not sure what. Is this a pro slot? What inserts are there? So they're just inserts, yeah. They might. Are they resin? Might be resin inserts. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. Don't look at that. Avert your eyes, because the rest of it looks nice. Is that standard interior? Yeah, looks like a standard interior. And this one, JS or Amato again. 3D printed angle winder chassis with slotted pod. Not sure what the motor is because I can't see the label. I can see black and orange, so it could be a scale auto. Slotting plus guide, a wee bit of slot there. Front axle, yeah, good. Very little. Hard coated fronts. Right, tyres. Not a clue because he's obviously trued them to width, which has got rid of the markings. Right, body movement. Plenty of body movement, not too much. You've got pod movement there. I'll be trying some tape across that just to dampen it. Tires feel quite grippy. Well, they might be NSRs. Nice car. That should go all right, actually. Keep an eye on that wing, though. Right. Now, there's a mark on this one that says, do not band car. Oh, I see. Well, first of all, it's Team Tatters Honda Civic. Scaly Honda with lightweight paper interior, but a proper plastic driver. Right, now the reason why this is not to have a rubber band around it is because the front pillar there is damaged, and any weight on the roof is going to cause consternation. Right, let's have a look underneath. Okay, this is I was expecting the slotted pod on this, but it's not. It's the standard chassis. It's a standard car, this one. Inline. Probably the standard guide. Oh, it's recessed. I never noticed that before. A recessed guide. Well, let's see what we can see. A wee bit of excess side to side movement on the guide. Right, front axle. Oh, that's nice and tight. Yeah, I've noticed that with the standard scaly chassis. Front axle's nice and firm. Hard coated fronts. Are they the same? Yeah. Rears. What we got here then? It's got alloys on it. I'm not sure what the tyres are. Don't want to touch the roof. I'm not sure. They might be NSRs. Oh yeah, they got loads of grip. Wow. Yeah. This shouldn't be short of rear grip. You've got a lot of body movement there. I'm not sure I'd be comfortable having it like that. How about the rear? Just a tiny bit of the rear. What about flex on this solid chassis? Quite stiff. That's really stiff, that. One for the standard class, maybe. I'm sure. Yeah, it's going to be standard class, isn't it? Well, it'd be interesting to see what it goes like. Right, the penultimate car. Ruscillo Racing BMW M3. This is a Ninko. With this, that looks like the original interior. This is a standard car, so Ninko angle winder. Ninko angle winders normally go really well. Standard guide, standard sprung guide. Very little side-to-side movement on, which is good. I'd be doing something about that. Either sleeve it or just, yeah, that's going to tip in the corners. You can get rid of that slot without modifying it quite easy, even if it's just a piece of plastic underneath the axle, which lifts it to the top of the, lifts the axle right up, just to stop the wheels going down, really. Right, body movement. How are we going to check that? Oh yeah. Yeah, plenty of movement for the body. No worries there. Right, what we got on the rear? Rear alloys. Well, it makes sense to put alloys on, doesn't it? If the rules say you can, then you do. So, one of the guys last night on Slot Rally, he was rallying a Scale Auto Pantera, the R series. So that goes in our Pro Stock class because it's got a pod and he's allowed to put alloys on it, but he didn't. He had plastic wheels on it, and one of them came off. Yeah, so always put alloys on it if the rules allow. Nice motor. I like that motor. You can go surprisingly quick with one of those on the right gearing. I've got a modified Scaly Camaro on a brass chassis with that motor in. It's not the quickest in the world. You gear it to the right speed. Tremendous drive. Right, body. Yeah, a little bit at the back. Metal angle winder gear. Right, tires. So what are these then? NSR, I think so. NSRs, yeah. These look like they might be. Looking at and he's trued them, which is good. Right, fronts are hard coated. Rears, are they super grips maybe? Judging by the fact that they're not torn up, then they might be super grips, which are good. I like super grips. Yeah, the Thunderslop standard tyres are very similar. That's nice. That very little backlash. In the standard class, if it wasn't for that, this will be one for the standard class. But these kind of events are all about improving your car, aren't they? And the last car is another Beamer. This one looks lovely. What's this then? This is Harrison's Racers BMW 320i. This is a Scaly. With the standard interior, I think. God, I like that. It's got like a matte finish on the roof. I don't know if you can catch it. Like a silk, or maybe not. Yeah, like a silk finish. Oh, I like that. That's lovely. Yeah, all the paintwork on the side is like a matte finish as well. That is lovely. Right, and underneath, bog standard car. Minimal width fronts. I'm not sure that gives any advantage whatsoever. So skim them out. I just can't. To be honest, I can't see the point in cutting your wheels down. Okay, it's going to reduce the friction on the road, but that's not going to translate to any quicker lap times, I'm afraid. Your front axle, your wheels are pushed on. There's no side to side movement there, so your front wheels don't really spin. Standard guide. A wee bit of side to side movement, not enough to cause any worry. Right. Yeah, nice bit of body movement there. On the rear. Come on, focus. Right, let's have a look further back. This has got a Scale Auto short S-can, sorry, with slotted crown gear, alloys, and unmarked tyres. I'm not quite sure looking at them. There's no markings on them. They might be the standard tyres actually, which to be honest, feel pretty good. Front to rear, what's the chassis like? It has to be, yeah, that's better than the last Scaly. This has got a bit more flex in it. Just apart from that, I like it a lot. I like it a lot. Right, I need to go back down the pile to find number 3. The red bands, the red bands, the red bands. Right, here we go, red band. That's 2. I think that's the one. It's this one. I think it's off Harrison's Camaro. No sticker on it. So where did that go then? Where shall I put it? It really needs to go where it's sticky. But it's back on. It's back on anyway. So that's the car review done. A bit longer than last time. 2 hours 40 minutes. Yeah, so as I said, me and Andy are doing the drive-in. I'm going to be driving in the outside lane. Andy's going to be staying in the middle lane. We'll both drive all the cars. Mike's going to go down and set up the webcams for tomorrow. I'm going to take this setup because I quite like the idea of us doing weekly videos for YouTube, because other clubs do. Hawthorne Park do. I quite enjoy watching their racing. Go down early, set up, clean the track. I stayed late after the racing last night to set up the heats on Race Coordinator, which took about an hour. And yeah, getting nervous about it actually. Look forward to it. 3 hours of standing up. I'm gonna have knuckles like a knee by the end of tomorrow. And well, I'll put up photographs or whatever needs doing. I've got a couple of things to do before tomorrow, so I've got a sheet to print out. I've got a couple of run sheets. So what I'm going to do to keep each race as close as possible, so that every single heat is going to look like a race. I'm going to run them in reverse order from the quali times, so that each car is going to be within less than 1/10 of a second of each other. So hopefully there won't be any lapping, there won't be any needing to pull over and stop in. All the cars should finish on the same lap each heat, but getting progressively quicker as we get up towards. So the first two cars are going to be Groundhogs Capri and Scott Sports Sierra, and finishing off with Hot Laps Calibra and Savage GT's Calibra, and see how they get on. I do our race results, and I always put a hot lap on the score sheet anyway. So that's what Graham's asked for as an equalizer in the event of a dead heat. And we'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for looking in and your messages. It's been very interesting. Again, I was really looking forward to this, and see you tomorrow. Bye then.